In this video, we're going to attempt to get every single mutation on the new ZEN ROCKS plant inside of Roblox Grow A Garden. And this should be interesting as it's pretty much like bamboo, but I don't know if the value is going to be worse or better than bamboo. And I also don't know what the size is. So this should be a fun one to try and get every single mutation on. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start spawning in some mooncats here. Let's spawn in all 8 of our mooncats. And hopefully these guys will help us get a really big ZEN ROCK plant today. All right, that's all 8 of our mooncats. We're going to go ahead and stack our sprinklers now. Let's go ahead and do that. We're actually getting pretty low on our sprinklers, which is getting scary. So I got to make sure I stock back up. All right, there we go. We have all 4 sprinklers. We're going to go ahead and place some of these ZEN ROCKS inside of here and see what size we can get on these things. I don't know if they're like bamboo where they grow really fast. That's my assumption. So I'm going to go ahead and plant a few of them and let's see what happens. All right, I don't actually see them anymore in the ground. Hello? Let me do some watering cans over here. I spread a couple of these around this area, but now I don't see anything. Well, one of them just became tranquil, but I have no idea which one. I can't see. Oh, there they are. They're growing. They're growing. I really can't tell how big these things are going to be. They definitely look bigger than bamboo. They're definitely wider, so we'll see. And our mooncats are affecting some of them, so hopefully that helps them grow a little bit bigger. All right, I guess I'll throw some water on all of these just to see. Oh, there we go. Now they're starting to sprout up. Okay, that's better. Looks like this one is going to be our biggest one over here. It's only 25%, and it's already bigger than the ones that are at 30%, 40%. So I think we might have our ZEN ROCKS. I'm going to go ahead and throw some more watering cans in there just to see what happens, see if this helps. All right, yeah, this 61% is pretty big. I think that's going to be our biggest one. Look how it's like tilting. That is insane. So I'm going to go ahead and favorite this giant ZEN ROCK tower right here. And then we're going to carefully pick up the rest of these. Did I even favorite the right one? I can't tell. Okay, now I favored it. That would have been bad. I almost picked them up. All right, we're good, though. We have our ZEN ROCKS, and they do have Tranquil on them, which will save us 1 mutation slot to get this thing rainbow. But, yeah, these things are giant, like very, very tall. It actually hurts my eyes to look all the way up there. But let's go ahead and spawn in our Queen Bee to get the cooldown ready and spawn in our Butterfly as well. This lovely Queen Bee right here will cool down our Butterfly by a few minutes faster, and then we'll be able to get our ZEN ROCKS rainbow. But to do that, we do need 5 mutations. We have Tranquil, which is our first one. So in order to add on to this, I'm going to put Chocolate on there. We're going to put Pollinated on there and Shocked. And there we go. Now we have 4 mutations. And then I'm going to go ahead and add on a Honey Sprinkler, which will bring that to 5 mutations. And now we should be good to get rainbow. I also am going to unfavorite this because we need to make sure that the Butterfly can actually apply the rainbow mutation. And we're just going to AFK for a minute, and we'll be back once all this fun stuff happens and we get rainbow. All right, we only have a few minutes left for that Queen Bee cooldown, so we're going to go ahead and give our Queen Bee a toy here, and that will actually cut down the timer to about 50 seconds left. We also have a tropical rainstorm going on right now, which could give us the drenched mutation. However, I didn't know you actually cannot stack drenched with frozen. I would always try to get drenched, but once you have frozen, it does not stack. Frozen is the best like wet mutation that you can get technically. So we're just going to go for frozen on our ZEN ROCKS today. We're not going to really worry about the tropical rain being here at the moment. All right, but here we go. The Queen Bee is now cooling down our Butterfly, and our Butterfly should go ahead and apply the rainbow mutation to our ZEN ROCKS. There we go. Our ZEN ROCKS are now rainbow, so we can go ahead and pick these 2 up. And now we can go ahead and apply some other mutations back onto this. So let's go ahead and put our Pollinated back onto those ZEN ROCKS. We got Cloud Touch we can add, Shocked. We also have Chocolate. We're going to go ahead and also put a Honey Sprinkler back down on this. There we go. We have Honey Glaze on our ZEN ROCKS now. And then on our main account, we have a couple sprays we're going to use. So on our main account, we're going to go ahead and apply the Amber mutation, and we're going to apply Chilled. The last couple of videos, we did not go for Chilled. We were going to try to get Ceramic, and I heard that you couldn't get Ceramic if you already had Frozen. However, if we get Frozen, all we have to do is get Sandy and then apply Wet to that, and then it's fine. All right, so we should have all of our mutations here. I guess the only thing we probably should have done, though, is actually applied Wet first, and then we could have used our new Kappa pet here, because this guy actually will apply the wet mutation, and then it says that it has a 10% chance to replace wet mutations with Bloodlit. But I guess we can't really get wet now directly on this, so we can still get Moonlit though, so that's fine. We'll just note that for next video. So let's go ahead and spawn in 2 Disco Bees so we can work on getting Disco mutated on our ZEN ROCKS. We're going to spawn in 2 Chicken Zombies to get zombified. We're going to spawn in 2 Cooked Owls for either cooked or burnt. And then we're going to go ahead and just spawn in a Scarlet for a chance to get the Verdant mutation. That way we can get Paradisal done if we get a Heat Wave event. And then we're also going to go ahead and get a Sea Turtle down so we can work on getting that Chill to Frozen quickly. At the time being, though, we are up to 8 mutations currently. And with all these pets and some of the other pets we have to use, we should be able to get this thing stacked up very nicely with mutations. And hopefully we'd get a Sandstorm, though. We definitely need a Sandstorm. Oh, it looks like my main account, Kitsune, is coming over here. Simon is about to apply Chakra to my Zen Rocks, and he just did. And he's yoinking them to go to my main account. All right, enjoy those, main account. And there we go. We now have the Chakra mutation added on. And then hopefully with that, we can get the Foxfire Chakra mutation added on to our Zen Rocks. But so far, we did get the regular Chakra mutation, so that's good to have on here. All right, our Sea Turtle just applied wet to our Zen Rocks, which officially makes these Zen Rocks frozen. So that is good because now when we have a Sandstorm pass through, we can get Sandy, and then we can reapply the Sea Turtle to get it to clay and then turn that to ceramic. Anyways, let's go ahead and pick up that Sea Turtle, and let's go ahead in the meantime spawn in a Pterodactyl for the first time. We have one of these on these videos, and the Pterodactyl will passively over time try to apply the Windstruck mutation, but there's also an 18% chance to get twisted, so then we could get tempestuous, and that will be easy, so we can skip out on having to wait around for the tornado events. Our Pterodactyl just used its ability and applied Windstruck to our Zen Rock, so now we have Windstruck added on there. But conveniently, we actually had a Windy event going on right when the Pterodactyl added Windy. However, we still need the Pterodactyl to be around to hopefully apply the Twisted mutation, as it can also do that. All right, we got some more toys here. Our Cooked Owls are almost ready, so I guess I'll just I'll feed them to these guys. All right, let's see if they do anything. Hello, Cooked Owls. Okay, well, I guess they applied Burnt. I didn't see anything actually come up on the top notification, but they did end up applying Burnt for us, which is good. Well, this is news to me. As you saw, my Pterodactyl didn't do anything whenever the timer ran out. And that's because the Pterodactyl actually does not apply Twisted if your plant or fruit is already Windstruck. So the Pterodactyl has a chance to add Twisted with Windstruck, but if it does not apply Windstruck and Twisted at the same time to get Tempestuous, then you won't get Tempestuous. You have to actually get a Twisted event to occur. But with that information, we are going to have to just pick up these Pterodactyls. They did their job, and we kind of just wasted some time because we didn't know that, but that's fine. Now we can go ahead and place these Tanukis. And these Tanukis actually have a pretty short cooldown. It's only every 10 minutes, but every 10 minutes it can cause mischief and cause different mutations to happen. So you can either get like Chocolate, I believe, and you can get Moonlit, which is the one we're going to try and get with these guys, and you get a bunch of other ones. We're going to hope that these guys will give us Moonlit if we don't get a night event. All right, I got some more pet toys here. I'm going to attempt to feed to all my pets to see if it helps boost their chances of giving me anything. So, okay, I accidentally just used it on my Tanuki. I wanted to use these on my Scarlets here. Okay, that failed. Let's see if this one fails. That one failed, okay. We're just gonna give these to all of our current pets and see if we get any mutations. Okay, there we go. We got Disco done. All right, let's try it to our chicken zombies here. All right, so everyone should have a little bit of a boost now and should be able to hopefully get us mutations, but our Disco Bees are done, so we're gonna go ahead and pick those guys up and get them out of the way. And I guess because we still don't have our chicken zombies done or our Scarlets for Verdant or Zombified, I'm gonna go ahead and spawn in another Scarlet and another chicken zombie just to keep increasing our chances to get those done. But we do have Disco added onto this now, which is 12 mutations added onto our Zen Rocks. And there we go. Oh, a bunch of stuff just happened. Tanuki caused mischief, and it cooled down our Scarlet. That's good. And our chicken zombies are good. We have Zombified applied to our Zen Rocks. Now, also, this is not favorited. I should probably refavorite that just to be safe. I don't want to accidentally pick that up. So, chicken zombies are good. I'll pick these guys up. They will save the rest of their buffs for later. Our Scarlets are all placed down, and our Tanukis. So, I guess what we'll do now is I'm going to also just go ahead and place this Mimic Octopus. I don't really care if he mimics our Scarlets or if he mimics the Tanukis. As long as he mimics any of them. Oh, I didn't even realize, but it is the top of the hour, which means Zen Aura event is happening, which now Tranquil is added back to our Zen Rocks. So now we're up to 14 mutations on our Zen Rocks, which is awesome. What I'm going to go ahead and do real quick is because I don't want to miss my opportunities on this account whenever the Zen Aura event actually goes away, is I'm going to make sure I actually go into the Zen shop and I purchase one of these pet shards for the Tranquil mutation. That way this account will have it and we can always make sure we can get Tranquil after this event ends. Right now it's so easy to get. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this to one of my Scarlet Birds here. I guess I'll do it to Cappy. Okay, so it looks like it is a 100% chance, but now Cappy has the ability to apply the Tranquil mutation every 20 minutes. So whenever this event actually does end, we can still get the Tranquil mutation. Okay, so one of our Tanukis just applied the Moonlit mutation to our Zen Rocks, which is what we needed. So now we really don't even need a nighttime event. So I can pick up these two guys, and now it's just up to our Scarlets, which two of them are almost done with their cooldowns. And we also have our Mimic Octopus going to mimic them since they're the only pets now. So if we can get Verdant out of the way, then we can get this thing to Paradisal shortly. And then after we get Paradisal, then we can just focus on getting Ceramic and Celestial. Oh, okay. Well, if we didn't get the... Moonlit, I guess we would have gotten it now. All right, we finally got Verdant applied to our Zen Rocks, which means now we just need to wait for a heat wave to get that Paradisal. And we also hopefully will get a sandstorm before we get a heat wave, so we can get Sandy, turn that into clay, and then get Ceramic. Okay, perfect timing. A tornado literally just spawned on top of my Zen Rocks, and we just got a twisted tornado event, and instantly we got Tempestuous added to our Zen Rocks, converted our Windstruck to Tempestuous. So I guess we're good. Literally the first tornado that spawned in was right here. Quick and easy, I guess, for this event. All right, we are about 4 hours into recording this, and we are still only at 16 mutations. We are missing Aurora, Celestial, and then I also wanted to get a Sandstorm so we can get that to turn into Ceramic, and then we could get a Heat Wave, so after we get the Ceramic, we can also get our Verdant to turn into Paradisal. But overall, we're really only missing, I guess, 3 mutations, and we could convert that Verdant to a better mutation, and that is pretty much all of the legit mutations we would be able to get without admin help. So overall, our Zen Rocks are looking pretty good, and I think this is a good time to still check the price with Steven for the 16 mutations we have on this thing. So without further ado, I am going to go ahead and unfavorite this to check the value. And again, I know people are always like, Bandites, use the magnifying glass. Well, the only reason I don't is because I swap these plants out every video and I clear my garden. So I'm going to pick it up no matter what. All right, but anyways, let's go ahead and unfavorite our Zen Rocks here and go ahead and pick them up. This is going to be crazy to hold. Look at this thing, dude. All right, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and favorite it, and we're going to go ahead and walk over to Steven with our slanted Zen Rocks. I hope I don't drop them, and let's see what the value is when I talk to Steven. Hello, man. I need you to give me a value for these Zen Rocks. What are you thinking today, Steven? Let's check the value. All right, so these things are only worth 4 billion, and that is with 16 mutations on them. And I mean, honestly, that's not too bad. These things I feel like are kind of like bamboo, where you just kind of spam it around your garden. So if I had a pile of these, I spammed all these mutations on a pile of Zen Rocks, then honestly, in the end, this thing would have made a lot of money. For just making one, I don't know if this is very much worth it. I'll leave that up to you guys. Let me know down in the comments below if this is worth it, and if you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.